The Viewpoint is live now.
I can only hope that we have a smooth release. The law has prevailed. The Supreme Court judgment is in favor of Padmavat.
Good evening, namaskar, adab. Tonight, folks, as I stand before you and as I look around me and I look at all the pictures which are coming around and I look at all kinds of information which is coming in, I must say that I feel extremely embarrassed to say that I'm an Indian citizen today. I'm ashamed that I'm an Indian citizen and I'm ashamed that I'm a part of this great democracy of ours. Otherwise, I'm very proud of it. But when I look at these pictures and when I see how these innocent kids, these young, poor, innocent children, how they duck around in their school bus as if they were in a war zone, as if they were terrorists who were attacking them, as if they were bombs. There were explosions. There is minefields all around them. And you know what? I'm not talking about some godforsaken corner of Chhattisgarh or Jharkhand or Orissa where you and I probably would never have been to. I'm talking about the heart of Gurugram. I'm talking about the heart of National Capital Region. 24 hours after Prime Minister Modi goes to Davos and makes a good hard pitch, asking people to come to India and invest, I want all of you folks today to look at these pictures. And then I want you to ask yourself, if this is the reality of modern day India in 2018, now this is not manufactured reality. You can call journalists prostitutes, you can call journalists producing fake news, but when these pictures tell you the reality, those who repeatedly take on the media for supposedly spreading disinformation, they go into radio silence mode. So today, yes, indeed, these pictures should shock you and they should make you feel embarrassed of yourself. And they should make you feel embarrassed of yourself and the polity around you, because all this is happening around the release of a film named Padmavat. Now the fact is this, folks, if this is something that shocks you, as it should, there is a history to this and there are enough grounds to convince you that you have invited this upon yourself. So I'm not just going to stop with playing these pictures. I will tell you why you and I have invited these instances upon ourselves. The fringe ruling over your life and mine is not a new phenomenon. As you look at all these instances, July 2017, fringe was on the rampage. India held hostage. This was in Karnataka, the Raksha Vedike. Yuva Sena was busy burning down posters of Sunny Leone. What had happened? No action which was taken against them. July 2017, Ram Sena. They were staging a protest. And what were they angry about? They were also angry about hosting of an iftar party at Sri Krishna temple in Udupi. December 2017, again, the Hindu Yuva Vahini activists burning Sanjay Bhansali's effigy. Point is that repeatedly over the last many years, one after the other, fringe groups have taken on democratic institutions and fringe groups have not been acted against. Now this list that you're seeing from 2012 to 2017, this list can go on. The simple point is this, that this list is such a long list because none of these individuals, from Shri Ram Sena to sometimes activists of the Maharashtra Navnirman Sena, political parties and a whole host of other fringe groups. They have never been acted against. They have not been put behind bars. And that's why this Karni Sena, which you and I perhaps had not even heard of, suddenly this Karni Sena has become so active. And these individuals that you see, to my mind, they are the biggest villains. These are the individuals who should be speaking out. Today, they are in radio silence mode. Rajasthan Chief Minister, Vasundhara Raje, Home Minister, Rajnath Singh, isn't he the individual who should be taking responsibility for maintaining law and order in the country? Mr. Khattar, isn't he the individual who should be ensuring that there is law and order which is enforced in Haryana? Vasundhara Raje, she is busy as if there is nothing that has gone wrong in Rajasthan. In her state, in his state, things are getting from bad to worse. And what are we seeing? We are seeing absolute radio silence. Therefore, ladies and gentlemen, while I tell you that indeed I feel embarrassed and I feel ashamed of being an Indian citizen who's a part of this great democracy of ours, these are the individuals who must be held accountable. The big headline on the program tonight, Karni Sena. That's our big headline number one, folks. The Karni Sena supposedly is trying to tell the country that they are a bunch of these people who take great pride in their bravery. And look at how they're expressing their bravery. Wow. This is some bravery. You go around town, you burn buses. You go around town, you attack school buses in which kids are there. And you want people of this country, from Rajasthan to Haryana to Uttar Pradesh to Gujarat, you want people of this country to believe that you belong to some brave tribe. I say you belong to the most shameful, disgusting and cowardly tribe. Whoever you are, Mr. Karni Sena, whoever you are who constitutes this Karni Sena, you guys are nothing else but a bunch of cowards. And let me assure you, if you think that India will cow down before you, that India is going to bend before you, then you're sadly mistaken. And tonight on the program, in the next 60 minutes, I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why I believe that Karni Sena is grossly mistaken. It is nothing else but a bunch of thugs, gundas, who need to be treated like thugs and gundas should be treated. Our big headline number two. In the name of Rajput honor, what has the Karni Sena done? The Karni Sena has gone in Gurugram and there has been no denial at all. And guess what? What's making matters worse now, that these kind of instances are receiving support and justification from senior leaders of the Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh. Just a short while back, senior functionary of the Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh from Rajasthan has now gone on record to express solidarity, to express support for the kind of action which is being indulged in by these gundas. These hooligans who want to scare you, who want to scare me. And you know what? I was just looking at my phone before I came to see you folks. And I was seeing how in the National Capital Region, school principals are suddenly feeling scared. There is chaos. Just 2 days to go before we start celebrating our Republic Day. There is chaos. Why? There is chaos because the Sena which is upset with screening of this film, this Sena is trying to take over your life and mine. Should we allow them? Should we allow them to do that? Think long and hard about it. Our big headline number three, amidst this entire chaos and amidst lots and lots of reasons to feel embarrassed about, there is one shining example. And that shining example is coming from a state which is otherwise always vilified. Yogi Adityanath's police force in Uttar Pradesh is cracking the whip. So good luck to Yogi Adityanath ji. And if indeed the police forces across India crack down against these thugs, the way Yogi Sarkar is cracking down, I tell you, this entire agitation which has been launched against Karni Sena would have disappeared in less than 24 hours time from now. The problem is the police, the politicians, and as we've just seen from the RSS, because there is some kind of open support, justification which is coming for these kind of actions, therefore there is more fuel which is added to the arsenal of these individuals. So they need to be shown the danda. Sometimes at police ka danda, it really works. And I do hope that this danda is used very, very effectively and aggressively against all these individuals who call them brave warriors of the Karni Sena. Our big headline number four. Several state governments are failing to act against the Karni goons. There is no doubt about that. That from Rajasthan to Haryana to Madhya Pradesh to Gujarat, there is a problem. More and more people are asking for security. Imagine Imagine, folks, India's senior lawyer number one, Harish Salve. India's senior lawyer number one, Harish Salve on one hand, and the censor board chief, Prasoon Joshi, on the other hand. Both of them are today asking for police security because both of them are facing threats from Karni Sena. Can you believe it? Mr. Harish Salve, who takes on the high and mighty in global courts, goes to the UN court, makes a case for India. Today, that Harish Salve has become villain number one for this Karni Sena. How can this Karni Sena expect you and me to be taking them seriously? How can anyone in the Karni Sena who threatens Mr. Harish Salve, how can that individual expect us that we should be taking them with even an iota of seriousness is my biggest question on the program tonight. Now, in the context of what has been going on over these last 24 to 48 hours, it's very important firstly to tell you what has gone on over the last 2 hours. So let's quickly run you through the big developments, the big highlights of what the day has been like. The Karni terror, you could call it the Karni terror map of sorts. It has its footprints in many parts of the Hindi heartland. Chittorgarh Fort in Rajasthan has been closed for the second day. In Delhi, protesters have vandalized vehicles near Rohini, and in many other places there have been instances of skirmishes which have been reported. In Gurugram, the most unfortunate, the most shameful episode has taken place where a school bus which had kids in it, kids going back to their residences, suddenly being pelted with stones. How do I hope, how I hope, folks, that one of these Karni Sena individuals, how do I hope that their children meet with the same fate that they have subjected these poor kids in Gurugram? If their kids were on that bus, I want to know where would this Rajputana pride have really gone? To all our viewers, and I have many Rajput friends, and I must point out, to all our viewers, if you are real Rajputs, how can you be staying silent? You should be picking up the phone, you should be tweeting, you should be using every possible tool at your disposal to ensure that there is a distinction between this bunch of gundas and you, because I refuse to believe that there is any community in India, in this great democracy of ours, which can be pressurized, which can be forced into taking the kind of positions that this group of hoodlums is taking. In Uttar Pradesh, in Western UP, protesters stalling screening of this film at PVS Mall. Similarly, in Mathura, in Lucknow, protesters taking over trains, protesters taking over halls, premiere shows being cancelled after a bid of immolation in Lucknow. In Jaipur, protesters blocking the Delhi-Jaipur highway. In Gujarat, in Ahmedabad, shops vandalized, vehicles torched, and by and large, a sense that there was a serious problem as far as the daily lives of individuals is concerned. Your life and my life is being impacted, then that's my real problem. That's how this part of India, where this movie was also released, by the way. It's not just these states where the movie is being released tomorrow. Southern parts of India, the movie has already been released and it's running to packed houses. All theaters where this movie is to be screened are showing that all bookings have been done. So what does that tell you? It tells you that India certainly is giving the thumbs down to this Karni Sena. India, whether it likes this movie or not, India just wants to make a point. So I'm happy that Indians are speaking out, and I do hope that Indians come out in big numbers and support this movie tomorrow. This is not just about a movie anymore, folks. This is not about freedom of expression. This is about our right to lead our lives. This is about how you and I choose to get on with our lives. This is about what kind of a world are we going to create for our children? What kind of a world are we going to leave behind for our future generations? And compounding this entire problem is this, folks, is that over the last 15 years or so, there have been various court judgments which have been delivered to deal with such hoodlums. And that's why I told you a short while back that if this instance of kids being attacked in Gurugram is troubling you, please ask yourself, what have you done to ensure that the rule of law is being implemented? What kind of pressure tactics have you used? Have you simply looked the other way? Have you used your vote to ensure that those politicians who perhaps are handed gloves or shot hoodlums, that they are dealt with strongly? In 2002, the Kerala High Court had told the government to recover loss from damages to public property. Then in 2007, the Supreme Court, none less than the Supreme Court, there was a special panel that was set up, and that panel said punish those who damage public property. So what should these hoodlums be doing? Should we not be asking them to pay for the damages that they're subjecting you and me to? In 2016, the Supreme Court says protesters must pay again for damage to public property. Repeatedly, this order is coming. In 2017, Supreme Court says fixed responsibility for loss of life, assets during any kind of protest or any kind of riots. And what's the status today? The status today is this, that government needs to amend this Prevention of Damage to Public Property Act to ensure that these individuals who always manage to hoodwink the law, they do not manage to escape the long arm of law. If they keep escaping, I'm afraid what you're seeing with Padmavat today will keep recurring. Just take a look at the key stakeholders, those who are attacking, the politicians who are in radio silence mode, the citizens. How is India? How is the political class, the stakeholders, how are they speaking about developments today? Let's take a look at this.
I think government must accept the court verdict, and Padmavati, if it is released, Bengal will be very happy because we have no problem. But my guess is they belong to BJP party, like Bajrang Dal and other party, so many, they have the groups. So I think BJP must control their organization. I am totally in favor of negotiation and the democratic, the system. We may patch up, we may talk, but we cannot stop, we cannot ban.
हरियाणा में इस फिल्म को रिलीज़ करने के लिए हरियाणा पुलिस की पूरी तैयारी है। हमने सभी डिस्ट्रिक्ट एसपीज़ को और कमिश्नर ऑफ पुलिस को आदेश दिए हैं कि इस फिल्म को चलाने में जो सिनेमा मालिक जो चलाना चाहता है उसको पूरी सुरक्षा प्रदान की जाए। मजिस्ट्रेट ने जहां फिल्म रिलीज़ हो रही है वहां दफ़ा 144 लगाई है और हमें उम्मीद है कि इस फिल्म के चलने में किसी किस्म की कोई दिक्कत नहीं है।
पद्मावती के नाम से ये बंसाली हरदम बांटता रहे, बाजीराव के नाम से हरदम बदमाशी करता रहे, रामलीला। दिस इज अ परफेक्ट सांप्रदायिक गुंडागिर्दी एंड वी वांट टॉलरेट नाउ।
So there you have it. Some politicians speaking out, depending on which side of the political divide they are. If it suits them, they'll speak out. By the way, I must point out right at the beginning of the program, one man who likes to take pot shots at the government, one man who loves to remind Prime Minister Modi about everything that's wrong with this country, is a great leader of opposition, Rahul Gandhi. Today, to all our friends on the liberal side, on the secular side, I want to ask them, where is Mr. Rahul Gandhi? I want to ask them, all these election-bound states where polls are to be held this year, Chhattisgarh, where is the Congress leadership of Chhattisgarh? In Rajasthan, where is Sachin Pilot in Rajasthan? In Madhya Pradesh, where is Kamal Nath in Madhya Pradesh? Where is Jyotiraditya Scindia in Madhya Pradesh? Where is Digvijay Singh in Madhya Pradesh? Why is it that I'm not seeing any of these individuals speak out? You know why? Because they do believe that if they speak out, there is a possibility of them facing an electoral revolt. That is the real problem, folks, and that's why I say that this is not just about a film anymore. This is about your right and your choice, what kind of politics you want for yourself. Let me be absolutely direct and blunt on this subject, because there can't be any two ways. There can't be any two views on this subject. I believe Rajasthan police needs to arrest Lokendra Kalvi. Mr. Kalvi, who is the chairperson of this group called Karni Sena, and I refuse to call them Sena because I believe that it's an insult to that word of bravery that Sena and Sainik are really known for. I believe Mr. Lokendra Kalvi needs to be put behind bars. I believe for a group consisting of under 1 million so-called subscribers, perhaps these subscribers have been made, and I'm only looking at what Google and Wikipedia has to offer, that there are registered subscribers. Hopefully these subscribers are not through missed calls. I believe these subscribers must be dealt with strongly. And I say that all individuals who belong to this Karni Sena, and if they have been protesting, they must be held as an example before the rest of protesters, whoever they are, to ensure that if you break the law in this country, you will be treated like a gunda, you will be treated like a chor, like a badmash. There is no other word to describe this. It also shows that for political benefits, politicians don't mind witnessing this kind of rioting and arsoning. And again, this is the most damaging part of this entire episode, that when it comes to political benefits, people can go into radio silence mode if it suits them. Karni Sena believes it's bringing their various warrior factions together, it's bringing Hindu groups together. Today, all Rajputs need to look within and ask themselves. A community known for Rajputana regiment is today That community today is being ridiculed for targeting of children. What could be a worse advertisement of this community which they are trying to valorize? That's where I stand. Is there anyone in India who can demolish my viewpoint? I'd really like to know who that individual is. Let's put the big blunt question on the program tonight. Is there no Indian state? Is there no Indian politician who's serious about controlling this Karni Sena? Packed panel joining us, Vaibhav Aggarwal, BJP leader. Joining me, Kuldeep Singh Tomar, Chief of Delhi Karni Sena. He's live with us. Mukesh Tyagi, film producer. He's live with us as well. Vikram Singh, former UP DGP. He'll be giving us the viewpoint from the cop side. Najaf Haider, historian, someone who's done immense research work between 13th and the 16th century. He'll be live with us. Prashant Singh is the vice president of Karni Sena. He's live with us on the program as well. Let me at the outset tell you folks, why have I got two representatives from the Karni Sena today? Because there has been this huge debate going on in the country whether you should boycott Karni Sena. I'm not saying boycott Karni Sena, and I want my producers to, to maybe show the guest here with us in our studios, Mr. Prashant Singh, Delhi Vice President, and Mr. Kuldeep Singh Tomar, who's the Delhi Chief of Karni Sena. I'm hoping that at least one of these two individuals, will be able to talk some sense. I'm hoping that one of these two individuals will be able to see the pain that India is going through because of their actions. Is it possible or not? Let's kick off with the debate, as we always do, giving 1 minute to our two lead speakers. So, Mr. Singh, let me start with you. आप ये बताइए प्रशांत जी।
जी।
इतना देखिए, मैंने अभी आंकड़े दिखाए, सुप्रीम कोर्ट के ऑर्डर्स दिखाए, आपका जो प्रोटेस्ट हुआ है करीबन पिछले ये जो एक हफ्ते से चल रहा है, हमने एक रफ कैलकुलेशन किया, आपने भारत का करीबन 500 करोड़ रुपया, 500 crores is the worth, is the value of the damage which has been inflicted on you and me, folks. Why should I not be holding you responsible, Prashant ji?
सबसे पहली बात, आपको किसने कहा कि ये करनी सेना ने किया है? आप जैसे सुबह शाम से आप न्यूज़ डिबेट में चला रहे हैं कि इन बच्चों को करनी सैनिकों ने मारा। मैं बोल रहा हूँ कि करनी सैनिक नहीं मारा है, मैं बोल रहा हूँ ये भंसाली ने किया होगा कि सारा मैटर को डिरेल्ड करके इस मैटर को डिरेल्ड करें और फिर हमारा रास्ता साफ हो जाए। सारे जो लोग आंदोलन कर रहे हैं, जो अपना शांति से पक्ष रख रहे हैं, उनको आप डिरेल्ड करके एक तरफ आतंकवादी बना रहे हैं, आपके शो पर गुंडे कहे जा रहे हैं। आप बताइए, हमने किसके साथ गुंडागर्दी की है? आप एक चीज़ रखिए, भंसाली को आप ही के चैनल पे कहते हैं भंसाली जी, हमें गुंडा बनाया जाता है। हम तो यहां तक कह रहे हैं कि आप जो बनाए थे, आप थोड़ा सा पहले चले जाएं, आप पास पेशवा बाजीराव, वो एक महान योद्धा थे। आज के डेट में हमारे और आपके बच्चे जो होंगे वो क्या कहेंगे? पेशवा बाजीराव एक बेवड़ा था। रामलीला भंसाली ने बनाया। हिंदू धर्म में राम को, भगवान राम को सबसे मर्यादा पुरुषोत्तम बोला जाता है। ये कौन सी रामलीला बना रहे हो भाई?
तो ये सब गलत है। मतलब आप ये कह रहे हैं कि ये जो देखिए, जो तस्वीरें जो दिखाई जा रही हैं, जहां पर इन बच्चों के ऊपर जो अटैक हुआ, इसका जिम्मा आप नहीं लेंगे? जिम्मा नहीं लेंगे?
सर मेरी बात सुने,
मैं नहीं कह रहा आपने जाके मार दिया, नहीं सर, लेकिन चूंकि आप आंदोलन कर रहे हैं तो इसका जिम्मा आपका क्यों नहीं हुआ, बताइए।
सर मैं एक बोल रहा हूँ, ये जिसने भी किया है गलत किया है, और ये करनी सेना नहीं करता। बच्चों, औरतों, बूढ़ों पे हाथ उठाना हमेशा उनके सुरक्षा के लिए
आंदोलन आपका है, आंदोलन आपका है, और आज आप कह रहे हैं कि हमने किया नहीं है।
आंदोलन मेरा है, हम आज भी प्रोटेस्ट कर रहे हैं,
तो किसी और
आगे भी करेंगे। हो सकता है कि भंसाली इस मैटर को डिलीट करने के लिए
आप ही के तो नेता कलवी जी देखिए क्या कह रहे हैं, वही तो कह रहे हैं, अरे कि अब तो ये बात अब तो दिल की है, अब तो कोई चाहेगा तो भी इसको नहीं रोक सकता। ये धमकी नहीं है,
कलवी साहब ने बोला जनता कर्फ्यू लगेगी।
कलवी साहब आप धमकी, आपने ये धमकी नहीं है क्या? मैं आप चाहे तो मैं वो बाइट सुना दूं मैं कलवी साहब की, वो देखिए क्या कहते हैं।
मुझे पता है ना, मुझे पता है। तो कलवी साहब, अगर जनता कर्फ्यू लगेगी, हम स्वेच्छा से जाके,
आप कौन जनता का कर्फ्यू? अरे आप हैं कौन भाई साहब, पहले तो बताइए।
नहीं, हम इसी समाज से हैं।
तो आप कौन है कि आप जनता का कर्फ्यू लगाएंगे?
हम उनके चाहने वाले हैं।
किनके चाहने वाले हैं? आप तो जनता के ऊपर आप तो एक धब्बा लगा रहे हैं। मेरे मुताबिक आप राजपूत कम्युनिटी के ऊपर आप धब्बा है। बिल्कुल,
आप बिल्कुल गलत जा रहे हैं।
कैसे गलत?
आप बिल्कुल जा रहे हैं।
आप कह रहे हैं आप जनता कर्फ्यू लगाएंगे।
बिल्कुल,
मेरा कहना है आप पुलिस हैं, आप जज हैं, आप नेता हैं, आप कौन है?
आप क्यों नहीं? वो हमारे समाज के, हमारे आदर्श है, वो मतलब कलवी साहब हमारे आदर्श हैं, हम उनके नक्शे कदम पर चलेंगे। वो जो कहेंगे वो करेंगे।
वो कहेंगे कुएं में कूद जाइए तो आप कुएं में कूद जाइए।
वो ऐसा नहीं, वो समाज की उत्थान की बात करते हैं। I just
want to go to Rajiv Tuli, RSS spokesperson, who's joining us live. Mr. Tuli, just look at what's going on, Rajiv ji, and look at Mr. Prashant Singh, who openly is saying that, listen, I have nothing to do with whatever has gone on, and if all this is being done by some anti-social element. My point is, when someone from the RSS also takes this position that this protest which is being done against Bhansali, this protest which is being done against this film is justified, don't you think you are feeding into this anger and rage which is being manufactured by this Karni Sena, Mr. Tuli?
No, I don't think this is the case as you are presenting it, Bhupen. Our simple submission in this particular case is, if something is going really against the society, it should be protested, it should be, society have all the means available within the constitution to do it.
Sir, who are you to decide what's going on against the society?
Taking the law,
Mr. Tuli, who are you?
in its own hand is not permissible at all.
Mr. Tuli.
Other than that, whatever is permitted by the constitution should be done to
Rajiv ji, I'd like to believe you're a very reasoned and sensible man. Now you are coming on the program, Mr. Tuli, and you are saying, if something is against society, may I humbly ask you, sir, who are you to decide what is against the society? Who has given you this contract that you will speak on behalf of the society? Please tell me.
Okay. If we are nothing, why are you calling us and getting our view on the show?
I'll tell you why. Because I'd like to believe, sir. Because
point number two.
My objection is exactly this, Mr. Tuli.
There was a committee constituted by the government.
Yes.
To look into this whole movie, and the historian, Professor Kapil Kumar was also there, and he have also given a dissenting note on this, that this movie he did it after watching the movie.
Please tell me, whose word will reign supreme?
Communal harmony of the society.
Whose word will reign supreme, sir? Will the Supreme Court's word reign supreme? Will the RSS's word reign supreme? Will the Karni Sena's word reign supreme? Whose word should I go by? Please tell me, Mr.
We are living in a democratic country and the people's word will reign supreme.
People's word will reign supreme. So I should not be looking at the Supreme Court. I should be looking at what Karni Sena and what your RSS leader from Rajasthan is saying. That's what you're telling me?
Sir, not Karni Sena.
Then?
Karni Sena have all the Karni Sena and the society at large. Please don't limit it to the Karni Sena. It is not only for Karni Sena, it is for the whole society to decide. If somebody even then wants to go and watch, you cannot stop it.
So therefore, the censor board can speak.
You cannot on the other hand take my right of protesting.
You protest. Absolutely, yes, I'm with you. You certainly have the right to protest. You have the right to protest.
The RSS Swayamsevaks are free to protest in this. If they don't like it, they don't want to see it, they are free to protest.
Mr. Tuli.
But within the legal
Rajiv ji, again I'm asking you, don't you think, my final question to you before I let you go, Rajiv bhai, don't you think that you are creating a very, very dangerous precedent by asking on a public platform, by saying clearly that all your Swayamsevaks should protest against a decision which has been ratified by the Supreme Court of this country? You want to protest against a decision which has been ratified by the Supreme Court of the country, Mr. Tuli?
Okay, it has never happened in this country that Supreme Court has given a decision and the government or the parliament have changed it.
You go to the Supreme Court? You go to the Supreme Court?
This is the first time that people are protesting against the Supreme Court decision.
You go to the Supreme Court. You file a petition in the Supreme Court. I'm with you. But why support the street agitation?
You tell me.
Why support the street agitation, sir?
Bhupendra, you please answer my question.
Tell me.
Is it for the first time that people are protesting against the Supreme Court decision?
Okay, Mr. Tulli, you believe that there is...
the first time?
I'm asking you, sir, you go to the Supreme Court. You go. There are ways in which you can protest. You protest in a peaceful manner. But these people are threatening and you are trying to support it.
Constitution, all those ways should be applied to protest.
Unbelievable, Mr. Tulli.
Supporting any violence.
Okay, Mr. Tulli, thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us.
Any kind of violence.
So you are not supporting any kind of violence. You're not supporting any kind of violence, yes, but you are saying that those people, those Swayamsevaks, those RSS leaders who are opposed to this movie must go out tomorrow and oppose this entire movie. Please tell me then. Please tell me. You know, Vikram Singh ji, you're as a former top cop. Please tell me, when you look at what the RSS says, when you look at the justification which is given here by Mr. Prashant Singh, and I'll go to Kuldeep Singh ji also in a short while from now, does that tell you that we have all our levers of law enforcement, have they all collapsed completely?
I'm very amazed, Bhupendra Chaubey ji, about the ambivalence and the self-contradiction that everybody seems to be making. In the name of democracy, are we allowed to arson? Are we allowed to attack school buses? Are we allowed in the name of democracy to set multiplexes on fire. In the name of democracy, can we give a fatwa of chopping of noses and killing people? This is not my concept of democracy. This is illegal, and I would rather
इनको बंद क्यों ना कर दिया जाए, मुझे बताइए.
बंद करना चाहिए. And I would
how can Karni Sena still continue to be on the road?
Mr. Chaubey, I think the rule of law has been compromised very severely, and the police are silent spectators because of the silent support, the mute support of the political bosses. That is why the police are silent. You very rightly said the type of action that's to be taken has been exemplified by my UP police. I think other police forces can take a cue and take a tutorial on how to handle ruffians and hoodlums on the streets.
Mr. Vaibhav Aggarwal, please tell me, no BJP leader today, no national spokesperson wants to engage on this topic, and surprisingly, no national spokesperson of the Congress party also wants to engage on this. So therein lies the hypocrisy of the mainstream political class. But you have chosen to come on the program, Mr. Aggarwal. Please tell me, don't you think that the best interests of India and democracy would be served if Lokendra Kalvi himself was to be put behind bars to give a good, strong example to this Karni Sena? क्या है संभव है क्या?
You know, Bhupendra, I've always enjoyed Viewpoint, and you know, you bring out such straight questions. To answer your straight question, you know, I disengage with what Vikram Singh ji was just saying. He and I have similar views, but I don't agree that the state has failed. Let me present my viewpoint now. You know, I am very tired of listening that our government is not doing anything. We've arrested within few minutes, hours of the incident, unplanned incident, we've arrested about 25 to 30 people in Gurgaon already. We have protected, UPCM is already acting. The Home Minister of Rajasthan has come out and made an official statement. The Anil Vij, the Minister from Haryana, has already come out and made a statement. I have been on since 6 o'clock in the evening. So where is the point of us running away? That is point number one. I want to ask, where is the award Wapsi gang? Where is Sachin Pilot, Ashok Gehlot, Rahul Gandhi, Omar Abdullah?
But where is
of all the people? You know, they don't even have the audacity.
I'm with you.
They don't even have the audacity, and I'm so strange. I am so strange. They've made this as a political fight, and they say, "Hey, let BJP take the call."
I am with you, but I'm saying whether it's the. You know, I'm saying your sir. Now I must point out, sir. You know, Vasundhara Raje, your leader is the Chief Minister of Rajasthan. What has she said on Padmavat? Shivraj Singh Chauhan is the Chief Minister of Madhya Pradesh. What has he said on this? Manoj Lal Khattar is the Chief Minister of Haryana. What is he doing?
He doesn't need.
Don't you think that Chief Ministers need to come out at times like these, at crisis times like these? Should the political class not come out? Should they not come out and at least assuage our feelings rather than just leaving these citizens?
But I'm sitting here.
As you've left lambs to be slaughtered? Is that what politics is all about?
That's not right. But I'm sitting and representing them, and I am keeping their viewpoint on this.
Really?
Where is the problem?
So if there is no problem,
why do you want the specific individuals to come up?
Why should I not? Every election after election, I'm told, every election I'm told, every chief minister, every political party in this country says,
why should the
law and order, we will provide you law and order. And now when it comes to this,
you know,
the chief minister disappears.
Bhupendra ji,
yes.
Let me humbly use your channel as a vehicle of voice to apologize to the children today as to what has happened. I take responsibility, and we will ensure that this does not happen at the hands of the Sena. That's point number one.
You say that you will appeal to your party. Why don't you appeal, Mr. Aggarwal, to your party? Rajnath Singh is a home minister. Surely Rajnath Singh can pick up the phone and speak to the state.
We've already done that. The action is already underway.
Action is already underway?
The action is already underway.
Is Mr. Kalvi going to be arrested? One moment. I'll let you make a point. I just want to know.
30 people have gotten arrested.
Kalvi is being arrested. Is Lokendra Kalvi being arrested? The chief of Karni Sena, will he be arrested, Mr. Aggarwal? Straight question.
If he's responsible for it, he will not just get arrested, he will get punished with an iron hand.
I hope so.
I'm saying this with a commitment on your channel today, using your program as a vehicle.
I hope so. I really hope so that what you're saying is implemented in full.
Now, if I can make a viewpoint here.
Yes. Go ahead.
You know, if I can make one viewpoint here, above getting away from the political class, and Mukesh ji is sitting there, he and I debate very often on matters of Bollywood, and Vikram Singh ji is there, and I don't know, you're there, you know, you're the lead. I want to make a viewpoint. Why is Padmavat above the national point of view? why the
What is
producers
the national
cannot,
point
in all
of view?
humility,
What is going
come up
on?
and say,
What is
"Hey,
going on?"
If you are so uncomfortable, we'll hold on to it.
Wow.
Why doesn't the country
Wow.
come in front? Why doesn't
Unbelievable.
the country stand first?
That is the problem, and you want this to be. You want this. This is democracy. This is democracy. Mukesh Tyagi.
Yeah.
Next time when you decide to make a film, please go to Mr. Aggarwal first. Submit your script. ये ठेकेदार हैं. इन्होंने डिसाइड कर लिया है. He has to determine what is right for the country.
No,
Karni
that's
Sena
not
will
right.
decide.
I think that's not putting
RSS,
it in the right
BJP, Karni
I'm
Sena.
presenting a
These are
viewpoint.
the groups that will
I'm
decide,
saying
sir,
if
what
it's-
you and I
if
should
it's
watch.
not- if
What
it's
is in
not-
national interest or
what
not
is
will
so
be decided by
important
these individuals.
in the movie.
अग्रवाल साहब,
Who
एक
are
मिनट,
you?
अग्रवाल साहब,
आप
एक
हैं
मिनट।
कौन? Who are you?
अग्रवाल
I want to
साहब,
know.
एक मिनट,
Who are you? I
एक
want to know.
मिनट।
What
Who
are
are
you
you?
comparing
आप
with
कौन
the
है? Who are you? Who will tell me?
अग्रवाल
मुकेश
साहब,
त्यागी।
बोलने दीजिए।
मुकेश त्यागी।
अग्रवाल साहब,
मुकेश
आपने
त्यागी।
बोल लिया,
हाँ,
आपने
मुकेश
बोल लिया, आपके विचार हमारे कानों तक पड़ गए हैं
त्यागी
और
साहब।
आपने संपूर्ण विचार समाप्त कर दिए। जरा मुझे बोलने का मौका दीजिए प्लीज, थोड़ी सी डेकोरम रखिए फोरम की। What I am trying to say, Bhupendra, is that the past heritage is holding the future to the ransom. It's holding ransom to the country, to the constitutional institution. मुझे एक निदा फाजली साहब की एक गजल याद आ रही, वो गजल है, एक शेर है, बेनाम सा ये दर्द ठहर क्यों नहीं जाता, बेनाम सा ये दर्द ठहर क्यों नहीं जाता, और जो बीत गया वो गुजर क्यों नहीं जाता। तो मुझे लगता है कि अतीत को लेकर के द काइंड ऑफ threatening language and theatrics, it is a completely drama, let me tell you. It's a very well written drama. It's a scripted drama. That's why I was thinking about Prime Minister made one statement once that let all the election be held simultaneously. I think this different elections at different time, the perennial feature of electioneering is also the root cause for all these kind of fringe elements surfacing and surfacing again. This is a hydra-headed kind of a revolution which is coming to this country, which is a new cultural terrorism. I think we need to nip it, because you know, if you really revere Rani Padmavati, there is again share, sorry, I'm using all these couplets.
Please do.
घर से मंदिर अभी दूर है, घर से मंदिर अभी दूर है, यूं कर लें किसी रोते हुए बच्चे को हंसा लें। तो I think the compassion is disappearing in this. The children at 3:30 this incident happened when the children bus was attacked.
Absolutely.
Until now nobody has been arrested on that basis. 1 minute. You mentioned about the valor of Rajput regiments. I am myself very proud of Rajput regiments. Rajputanas are known by the British Army recruited them for the valor. You know, they're the most gallantry division of Indian Army.
And look at what they're doing.
They went to Congo. They went to the UN peacekeeping forces to Korea. They have earned kudos by the international committee for the gallantry. And what is happening today? They are just going in the reverse direction.
किसने कहा कि वो करनी
Everywhere there is a conspiracy. Everywhere there is a conspiracy. Everywhere there is a
भंसाली ने किया है।
आप कहते हैं भंसाली ने किया।
पूरा
बड़ी बढ़िया बात है। अरे वो भंसाली क्या, भंसाली कौन है? भंसाली क्या ऊपर से नीचे आके क्या लोगों को बंद कर देगा?
भंसाली नहीं किया है।
तोमर साहब
is coming and making a statement on CNN-TV18.
कुलदीप सिंह तोमर.
She has no locus standi. What is happening to all the Hindus being burned?
कुलदीप सिंह,
in
one
our
moment.
area?
जी बताइए भैया।
Nobody wants to talk about that.
one moment.
Nobody wants to protest
Vaibhav,
about that.
you made your
Nobody
point.
wants to make a movie
Vaibhav, you made
on
your
the way
point.
Mamata Banerjee is running the government.
one moment, Vaibhav. Let me go to कुलदीप सिंह तोमर. तोमर साहब ये बताइए मुझको आप, और मैं बड़ी ही मैं सभ्यता से, मैं विनम्रता से आपसे मैं पूछना चाहता हूँ ये कि आपने देखिए फिल्म देखी नहीं ना, आप फिल्म देखना चाहते हैं, आपके कलवी साहब कहते हैं जी मैं तो फिल्म देखूंगा ही नहीं, मैं तो प्रोटेस्ट करता रहूंगा। अब मुझको ये बताइए साहब कि आपको नहीं लगता कि भारत के लोकतंत्र में जिस प्रकार से घटनाक्रम घटे जा रहा है लगातार तेजी से, क्या लोकतंत्र के लिए खतरा नहीं है? क्या कितना बड़ा गैर लोकतांत्रिक काम आप कर रहे हैं? क्या आपको इस पे खेद और पश्चाताप नहीं है?
नहीं, देखिए सुनिए मेरी बात। आप कह रही है हमने फिल्म देखी नहीं ना, हम फिल्म देखेंगे, लेकिन सुनिए, आप सुनिए भाई साहब।
हाँ सुन रहा हूँ भाई साहब, बोलिए।
आपकी आवाज एक तो
वो आप अपना टीवी बंद कर दीजिए।
फिल्म एक्चुअली में प्रश्न जोशी जी ने तीन लोगों को बुलाया, 3 लोगों को प्री सेंसर के रूप में बुलाया गया। तो ये तो एक तानाशाही थी ना, पहले फिल्म दिखा ली और उसके बाद उनकी कोई बात मानी नहीं गई। तो हम फिल्म देख के कौन से उधर फिल्म को बदल वाले थे? या तो कोई गारंटी लेता कि आप लोग फिल्म देखने जाइए और जिन अनलीगल सीनों पे आपको कट लगवाने हैं वो कट हम लगा देंगे, तो हम फिल्म देखने को तैयार हो जाते हैं। लेकिन ऐसी कोई बात नहीं आ रही ना सामने।
ये तो कोई बात नहीं है।
नहीं मतलब आप क्या चाहते हैं? आप मुझे ये बताइए ना, देखिए आज 24 तारीख है, फिल्म
ये बात कैसे नहीं? अभी आप सुनिए, जिनका कोई इतिहास नहीं है, जिनका कोई इतिहास नहीं है, वही हमारा इतिहास खराब कर रहे हैं। और हमें बड़ा प्राउड है अपने इतिहास पे।
किसका इतिहास
और ये जो घटना आज घटनाक्रम जिसके बारे में आप बार बार बात कर रहे हैं,
हाँ।
करनी से किसका इतिहास,
किसके इतिहास की आप बात कर रहे हैं? आप प्रसून जोशी के इतिहास की बात कर रहे हैं? आप संजय लीला भंसाली के इतिहास की बात कर रहे हैं? पद्मावती जी की बात कर रहे हैं? किसकी बात कर रहे हैं?
भंसाली की बात बिल्कुल ना करें।
किसी को
क्या इतिहास है उनका?
हाँ, नहीं मैं तो अरे भाई मैं तो आप ही से पूछ रहा हूँ किसकी इतिहास की बात कर रहे हैं?
उनका इतिहास है कहाँ?
किसी का, हमारा भी को, हमारा सिर्फ आपका इतिहास
हम अपने इतिहास की बात
हम तो साहब एग्जिस्ट नहीं करते आपकी।
मानव
जाति में सिर्फ राजपूत प्राणी है जो कि एग्जिस्ट करते हैं, कोई मैटर नहीं करता,
आप मैटर को
कोई और मैटर नहीं करता। मुकेश त्यागी जी भी एग्जिस्ट नहीं करते हैं, अग्रवाल जी भी एग्जिस्ट नहीं करते।
सर आप बिल्कुल मैटर को कहीं और ले जा रहे हैं, मुद्दा कहीं और है और आप सारे
मैं आपको बताऊं
गुड़गांव वाले मुद्दे पर भिड़ गए।
नहीं एक सेकंड में गुड़गांव वाले मुद्दे पर नहीं बोलता।
सैनिक कर रहे हैं बॉर्डरों पे, वो काम पहले हम करा करते थे।
हाँ तो वो सैनिक का काम करते हैं और हमें उनके ऊपर गर्व है। लेकिन आप ये जो काम कर रहे हैं और आपकी करनी सेना जो काम कर रही है, ये जो तस्वीरें हम लगातार पूरे देश में देख रहे हैं, इसके ऊपर किसको गर्व हो सकता है? तुम्हारे साहब मैं तो समझ नहीं पा रहा हूं किस भले आदमी को इसके ऊपर
काम करनी सेना नहीं करती है।
कोई हिंसक काम, लोगों को सिर्फ भड़काने का काम करती है।
कौन से लोग भड़के हैं? हम तो जनता कर्फ्यू कर लगाएंगे, हम लोगों से अनुरोध करेंगे फिल्म देखने मत जाइए।
समझ कौन रहा है?
मिस्टर हैदर, कैन आई गो टू नजफ हैदर फॉर अ मोमेंट? यू नो
हम अनुरोध कर रहे हैं लोगों से, हिंदू समाज के लोगों से बार बार अपील कर रहे हैं
क्या
कि आप फिल्म देखने ना जाएं।
नहीं फिल्म आप
अरे
आप फिल्म देखिए चाहे मत देखिए, वो आपका अपना रवैया है, मैं उसमें नहीं पड़ता। लेकिन मैं ये कहता हूं कि देश में उपद्रव करने का, देश में इस तरह का तांडव करने का तो किसी को कोई हक नहीं होना चाहिए। आपको अपील करनी चाहिए करनी सैनिकों से, अपनी जितने भी जो भी लोग ये सैनिक हैं जो आपके, आप उनको कहें कि बिल्कुल कोई व्यक्ति इस प्रकार का काम नहीं करेगा।
वाला काम हुआ है,
बिल्कुल हमारा
कोई करनी सैनिक ने नहीं किया है, और जिसने भी किया है उसको जेल भेजिए। आप
जेल भेजना चाहिए,
कोई भी खड़ा नहीं होगा।
और देखिए अगर अग्रवाल जी, वैभव अग्रवाल जी यहाँ पर बोल रहे हैं कि लोकेंद्र कलवी को भी जेल भेज देना चाहिए अगर ये साबित हो जाए कि कलवी साहब आप जिस तरीके से आप क्या निर्धारित करेंगे, क्या देखा जाएगा, क्या देखा जाएगा, क्या नहीं देखा जाएगा, ये भी आप
कलवी साहब के बारे में ना बोले सर, बिल्कुल नहीं।
आप ये निर्धारित करें कि हम क्या देखें, आप ये डिसाइड करें कि हम क्या देखें, हम क्या देखें, हम क्या ना देखें, हम क्या करें, हम कौन सी फिल्म बनेगी नहीं बनेगी,
हमें किसी मतलब नहीं
सब आप
है।
निर्धारित
आज तक 70 साल के इतिहास में आप बताइए राजपूत ने कब प्रोटेस्ट किया है?
क्या बात,
क्या हम अलग देश की मांग कर रहे हैं?
जितनी बार करनी सेना आती है, आशुतोष गोवारिकर एक फिल्म बनाते हैं, जोधाक बार आपके लोग निकल पड़ते हैं। अरे कल को कोई फिल्म और बनती है, आप फिल्मों के प्रति
की बात
होगी,
जब ये फिल्मी की बात है, जब
फिल्मी
सशक्तिकरण की बात है, हमें
फिल्मी सेना। सुनिए एक बात बताऊं, आप दोनों लोगों को, आप दोनों श्रीमानों को, करनी सेना के जो सैनिक बैठे हैं यहाँ पर, मुझे तो लगता है तोमर साहब और प्रशांत जी कि दरअसल समस्या कुछ यूं है कि आप लोग इस फिल्म को रिलीज नहीं होने देना चाहते, क्योंकि आपको डर यह है कि कहीं 2018 में संदेश ये ना जाए कि एक ऐसा समुदाय जिसके ऊपर सब लोग बड़ा फख्र करते हैं, फिल्म के अनुसार एक राजपूत राजा की जान बचाने के लिए उसकी रानी को किसी और देश में जाना पड़ा। आप लोगों को शायद उस बात से डर है।
करते हैं
मैं तो तथ्यों की बात कर रहा हूं। मैंने भी फिल्म देखी है, मैंने भी फिल्म देखी है ना, इसलिए समस्या है।
बिल्कुल आप पहले आप
घबरा गए,
आप पहले अपने आप को एक बताएं कि आप निष्पक्ष पत्रकार हैं।
घबरा गए,
आप पहले बताएं कि आप एक निष्पक्ष पत्रकार हैं।
मेरी छोड़िए, आप करनी सेना के सैनिक है ना, मैं पत्रकारों की सेना का सैनिक नहीं, तो मैं बात क्यों ना,
कौन सी पत्रकार,
मैं क्यों ना बात,
ये कौन सी पत्रकारिता है भाई?
जिस तरीके से ये कौन सी करनी सेना है भाई? आप सुप्रीम कोर्ट का फैसला नहीं मानेंगे।
हम ऐसा नहीं कहते हैं, हम रिव्यू पिटीशन डाल रहे हैं, हम रिव्यू पिटीशन डाले हैं।
वन मोमेंट
सड़क छाप बातें आप कहां से ले आते हैं?
अच्छा सुनिए, तो सड़क छाप, जब मैंने सत्य बोला तो सड़क छाप, जब हमने आपसे पूछा तो सड़क छाप तो लगी,
कैसे कर दी?
वाह
रानी कभी भी महल से बाहर नहीं निकली थी।
फिल्म की बात कर रहा हूं,
रानी महल से बाहर नहीं निकली थी।
अच्छा तो रानी की बात करते हैं ना, सुनिए नजफ हैदर
छुड़ाने के लिए,
एक मोमेंट,
आपने कैसे कह दिया?
नजफ हैदर You know, Najaf ji, these two individuals, Najaf ji, I think you're getting a very clear picture of just what is happening in India. There is a certain perception which is being interpreted as reality, and these individuals will say that this is the version of reality which you must accept. Therefore, Mr. Haider, I ask you, is it possible that this entire debate is completely misplaced? Because there are many historians who say that there is a debate on whether Rani Padmavati really existed or was she just a fictitious character. This entire debate which is taking place, sir, is this about distortion of history? Is it about a certain interpretation of history, or is it about rule of law and order? What is this debate about, according to you, Najib ji?
Well, as a historian, I can only say that the matter has gone out of our hands, and what we teach in our classes and what we write in our academic journals and books is not really material now to this entire discussion. It is certainly the immediate problem is, of course, of law and order, and there is a lot of discussion right now in your channel on that. I will not say it's a distortion of history in that sense. I would say that it's a creative interpretation of history. It's a creative interpretation of history which is acceptable to some people and it's not acceptable to other people. Now, how we are going to arbitrate, how we are going to reconcile, how we are going to articulate our differences is not something which historians or the community of historians can decide. We can only tell you what happened in the 14th century.
Right.
We can what happened in the 16th century when Malik Muhammad Jaisi wrote the Padmavat. We can tell you whatever we know about these two moments in history, but how today we are going to use these two moments as source material to articulate our identity, to advance our ideological offensive, that is not for historians to
My
decide.
problem is this. My problem.
Just
Yeah,
let me
sure.
supplement the historian's viewpoint. You see, the point is not this whether Rani Padmavati existed or not. It has been made amply clear by Malik Muhammad Jaisi. It was a fiction. It was a poetic imagination. There is no contradiction. There are a number of versions. There are 4 versions. So what I'm trying to say is, historically, let's forget about it. There is a faith and belief.
Yeah, faith. I have great respect for faith.
We have a faith
I
and
have
belief
respect
in
for
the
faith.
stone also. We can turn stone into a god. So
Yeah.
that's a Hindu mythological way of looking at things. So let's not challenge that area. But Bhansali has made in disclaimer very categorically, it's a fiction. He has said, I'm using word Padmavat, which is coming from Malik Muhammad Jaisi.
I have today understood one thing very clearly, as I thank all of you for joining us. It's very simple, that there is a certain section of people in this country who want to control your mind. They want to control what you should be eating, what should be wearing, what should be watching, what you should be reading. The decision ultimately, folks, is yours. Do you want these people to be telling you, to be looking at you in your eyes and telling you, this is what I want you to do?
This is not New India.
Should you not be speaking out against these individuals and use everything that you have at your disposal to ensure that these regressive forces are treated with utmost contempt, and you do ensure that they are defeated? This is the fight for your democracy, folks. Reclaim it. India can never ever bow before these fringe groups. Let's take a break. On the other side of the break, I'm going to play a cartoon for you. A cartoon which was made many years back, some 5-6 decades back, and see how that cartoon even today is so very relevant to the kind of discourse, to the kind of debate which is taking place about the release of one film.
फिल्म को देखने का, अपने आप को दर्शाने का मौका दे और ऐसे प्री कंसीव नोशंस ना माने। जो लोग फिल्म देखे बिना फिल्म के ऊपर जजमेंट दे रहे हैं, उनकी बात ना माने। प्लीज़ फिल्म देखें। और अब सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने भी यही डिसीजन दिया है कि पूरे देश में फिल्म रिलीज़ होनी चाहिए, क्योंकि क्रिएटिविटी को फ्रीडम मिलना चाहिए। देयर शुड बी अ सेंस ऑफ लिबरेशन व्हेन यू आर एक्सप्रेसिंग योरसेल्फ।
Welcome back. I'm going to leave you tonight, folks, on this rather disturbing day for our democracy, where a fringe lunatic group can go against the spirit of a Supreme Court order repeatedly. I want you to look at this cartoon, and sometimes cartoons speak much louder than words or screaming panelists. This is a cartoon which was made in 1993. In 1993, R.K. Lakshman, the famous cartoonist, the voice of India, look at what he said. He says, excellent movie, full of social values, progressive ideas, all very well. But please ensure you get your clearances from the BJP Shiv Sena government, which was then ruling Maharashtra. Should you today be going to Karni Sena and whoever is in power at the center in any state, if you want to make a movie, if you want to decide what should be watching? 1993 then, 2018 now, has the story of India changed? I'll leave that decision up to you. Goodbye. Good night.